What's up, losers? Today I'm back with another r/niceguys adventure, reading through a couple of troubling posts from some rather troubled men, and sharing my responses to them. This is episode 24 in the Niceguys series, and I'm ready to be swept off my feet. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Men, don't be thin, or slim, or slender. Thinness is weakness. Thin men are petty, emotional, and have low self-esteem, because they hate their thin frames. Thin men are also vulnerable to masturbation, porn, and eventually, depression. Be lean, fit, and healthy. #Masculinity Saturday. Men, if she is short and fat, just focus on yourself, bro. Your eardrums are important. #Masculinity Saturday.
Haha, wow. Thinness is weakness. If I didn't know better, I'd think this was a fatlogic post. Weird how so many people have an issue with thinness, huh? I suppose that I should be personally offended, or angry, or maybe insecure, after being told how terrible it is for a guy to be thin. But for the life of me, I can't muster up anything more than amusement, because it's such obvious nonsense, that any sting it might potentially deliver just isn't there. I'm not buying it, and I don't care, haha. I don't know where this guy got the idea that thin people are petty, emotional, and lacking in self-esteem, but it's simply not right. I mean, I might be petty, but I wouldn't describe myself as emotional. In all honesty, I tend more towards the dead inside end of the emotionality spectrum. And as for self-esteem, well, my self-esteem is tremendous. And most of the other skinny people I know have pretty reasonable self-esteem too. Frankly, if anyone has low self-esteem, it's not thin guys, who are comfortable in their own skin, and don't feel the need to prove themselves through getting big. It's the guys who are obsessed with getting as big as possible, and asserting their physical dominance over everyone around them. Don't get me wrong here. Most guys who are into fitness or bodybuilding aren't overcompensating meatheads. Most are cool and chill, and find satisfaction in the pursuit and attainment of the goals that they set for themselves. Which is awesome. I'm just talking about a particular kind of gym-going dude that this poster seems to exemplify, who believes that the only way to be a real man is by being the biggest, strongest, toughest, or most athletic male in any given room. I always found this mindset pretty puzzling, because having this need to validate yourself through such external, physical means seems to fly in the face of the self-assuredness that I associate with true confidence. And I can't help but suspect that on some level, even these men themselves don't believe in their own masculine posturing. Also, as an aside, you won't convince me that Masculinity Saturday is not some weenie sheet, haha. Surely if you're that much of a man's man, you don't need a special day for it. But what would skinny little me know? On the part about masturbation and porn, I'm just gobsmacked. Genuinely, I have no idea where this guy has pulled his ideas from. But it's not true. Thin guys don't do that stuff any more than big guys. And even if they did, what would it matter? This guy uses the word vulnerable, as if he's talking about a flesh-eating virus or something, haha. Like, relax bro, it's really not that big a deal. You're going to be okay. I promise. Finally, on the second part of the post, where he says the thing about the short fat women, and the eardrums. I don't know what he's getting at, but I'm sure it's not anything nice. And I'm also sure that, whatever it is, he's just pulling it out of his ass, like everything else in this post. So I guess there's no need for me to twist my brain in knots trying to make sense of it. This guy is an idiot. And that's that. Moving on.
I wish women would start talking to me on social media. The worst part about getting rejected by a pretty girl is that after she rejected you, she's still pretty, and you can't change that. It would be so much better if pretty girls got ugly after they rejected you. So it would hurt less. I see so many beautiful women on my social media who never react to my posts. They never comment. They never interact with me. It just makes me wonder, why did they even add me on social media? Did they add me just so I can watch them be perfect and wish that I was with them? That's what it feels like. So sick of them, honestly. I just want to remove every pretty girl off of my social media. I want to make a post saying, if you don't message me, I'm going to unfollow you. I'm sure these women have huge egos, and they just want to get likes and comments. That's all. It's unfair that the pretty girls are almost always the snobbiest. I'm tired of ugly fat girls commenting on my posts. I try commenting on beautiful girl posts, and they just unfriend me or ignore me. Dumb girls. I really can't stand women anymore. I don't care if I don't get a girlfriend anymore. I'm sure if we got together, they would complain about how I'm not good enough still. Frick em. TLDR, frick pretty women.
Okay, not gonna lie, I'm getting some really creepy vibes from this one. The part where he says that he wishes women would become ugly after they rejected him brought to mind some pretty disturbing images. Like, at that point we're crossing the line from angry to vengeful, and I don't think it would be that big a leap for someone with these kinds of thoughts to do something about them in the real world. And that's a scary prospect. This alarming thought aside though, there's a fair bit to laugh at in the post, so I'm not going to pass up on the opportunity to do that. Just because the poster might scare me a little. So here we go. First of all, what planet is this guy living on? If he expects a bunch of pretty girls on social media to just randomly start talking to him, does he think that he's Brad Pitt or something? What would be in it for them? Unless you're like, super attractive, or famous, or rich. As a dude, you're not just going to have tons of attractive women lining up to get with you on social media. Sure, it would be nice if any regular Joe could experience that kind of adoration. But that's not the world we live in. And wishing for something like that, you might as well be wishing for $100 bills to start falling out of the sky. It's just not realistic. His belief that the women he follows on social media would be distraught to lose him as a follower is also utterly laughable. Like, go ahead dude. I seriously doubt that those women would even notice, let alone care. It's definitely true that people care about likes, comments, followers, and whatnot, in general, but I'm pretty sure that having one weird dude disappear from their friends list is not something that these women are likely to lose any sleep over. Perhaps funniest of all, is his hypocritical whining about the snobbiness of women, and how they don't appreciate his comments on their posts. While in the same breath, he complains that only, quote, fat ugly women like his posts, because this demonstrates that he doesn't care about snobbiness, or the superficiality of social media at all. He is just mad that he is not high up enough on the totem pole to receive any attention from the women that he feels entitled to. If this moron had a lick of self-awareness, he would realize that he is basically the equivalent of the fat ugly women that he so scorns in this scenario, and he might even have the decency to feel bad about talking about them this way. But no, instead he just writes a pathetic, childish post about how the world is so cruel for not delivering his pick of women to him on a silver platter. Also known as a nice guys trademark special. Sighs. These guys just never learn. Do they? How sad. On to the last post.
Good morning. Hope you slept well.
Sorry about that lol. I overslept this morning.
I was getting worried that you were mad at me.
I'm not mad at you lol. Why would you think that?
Took you a while to respond. But I get why, since you overslept and all. We weren't out that late.
I know haha. I just had some trouble falling asleep.
Phew, good. Haha. Can I ask you something weird?
What?
How often do you wear thongs? I couldn't help but notice you were probably wearing one yesterday. Because I didn't see any lines on your butt. Plus when girls wear leggings, I know they're wearing a thong. I hope you don't go radio silent. Because it's a compliment. You're probably sexy in one. Or come on, don't get quiet on me. I meant nothing by it. Don't be embarrassed because it was obvious you were wearing one.
I'm not embarrassed. The delay was me not knowing what to say to this weird topic. To be honest.
Not trying to be weird. Just giving you a compliment lol. Hello.
I'm not sure what to say to this. I just think it's kind of weird. And talking about it isn't interesting to me. Like, who cares what underwear I'm wearing? Not trying to be mean or anything. Like, can we move on haha?
Okay, fine. Just saying it was hot. That's all. Got any fun plans tonight? Hello. You seem busy. Okay, bye. I was just complimenting your ass and you go silent. Like that's it. You're over me already. Just like all the rest of them. Leading me on. Getting my hopes up. You're probably busy blowing a douchebag. Girls always pick douchebags over guys like me. I was kidding by the way. You ass ain't that special.
Jesus dude, I'm not even near my phone to respond. I wasn't ignoring you, but I will now. Have a nice life. No girl is ever going to want to be with you if you conduct yourself like this. You come across creepy, rude, and vicious.
I'm sorry. I got heated. And I shouldn't have. You're a great girl. I didn't mean what I said. I'm such an idiot sometimes. Like I'm actually a good, nice person. And I know I would be an amazing boyfriend. I wish I could delete everything I just said. I'm just so used to girls fricking me over.
I'm honestly over this whole thing. I had a nice time yesterday. And you weren't like this at all. I don't know what happened. But it's not worth it to me anymore. I didn't do anything to you. You're harassing me and attacking me for no reason. And kept persisting on asking me about what I was wearing. Please don't contact me again.
Jesus. These guys really know how to blow an opportunity. Don't they? Like, our friend here goes on an actual date with this woman. In real life. And apparently knocks it out of the park. She likes him. He likes her. They're planning on seeing each other again. Everything is right in the world. But then for some reason, he decides that the situation calls for him to make a weird comment about looking at her ass. And creepily question her about her underwear. Which is a pretty big yikes. And a definite mood breaker. Yet even after this unforced error and potential setback, the woman, trooper that she is, doesn't make a big thing about it, and tries to ease the train back onto the tracks. Yet even having been given this lifeline, our friend here still fumbles the ball, freaks out on her, insults her, and, rather hilariously, tells her that actually, her ass isn't that special after all. Truly words to break any woman's heart. Those, and only then has he finally managed to destroy things completely. I don't even know what I would say to a guy like this. To try to help him clean up his act. Part of me thinks that if you're so uncontrollably thirsty, that you can't help committing such obvious social faux pas, there's little to be gained from hearing rational advice. Because in the crucial moment, it clearly isn't the head on top of the shoulders that's doing the thinking haha. But in case there are any guys out there who are genuinely confused about what the problem is here, I'll put it this way. If you want to talk about stuff like this with a woman, it's generally a good idea to build up to it together, rather than just awkwardly springing it on 'em when the mood overtakes you. If this guy had taken a little time to build up the mutual flirtation, maybe gone on a couple more dates, and gradually escalated the sexual back and forth, this kind of conversation could probably have been initiated appropriately. But as things stand, he went on one date, presumably kept things above board, then with very little warning, went full sleaze, followed shortly by full man baby. So really, is it any wonder she got turned off? I think not. In summary, slow things down, allow things to escalate a little more naturally, with mutual input, and don't turn into a petulant child if the other party wants to slow things down a bit. Okay, cool. Well, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed checking these posts out with me, and getting to know these charming lads. What do you think? Is thinness weakness? Are pretty women all snobs, who deserve to be brought down a peg? Is sleazily probing into a woman's underwear choices, and then freaking out at her for not being receptive to this line of inquiry? Peak game. Which of these guys would you spend your last puff of pepper spray on? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'll stare at your ass, and loudly question you about what kind of underwear you're wearing in public. Just kidding, haha. Anyway, catch you later.